Hold on, someone's knocking on my door.
Okay.
Yes, Tanya? Love you too.
Aww.
Was that it? I'll kill you.
Oh my god. Can I leave this part in?
Sure.
Welcome, listeners, and thank you for tuning into Those Nerds Over There. We are your hosts. I'm Alan.
I'm Kazel.
And I'm Sal.
This is the podcast where we take a part of nerd culture and talk about it passionately as nerds do. And y'all, I don't know, I felt like this week was a little slow.
Only a little bit.
I mean, yeah.
It was slow.
It was slow in like a quiet way. Like things came out and we just didn't notice.
Yeah, no, definitely that. The thing I wanted to talk about, I didn't find out until the day before.
Same.
And it's like 4 days old.
And it was slow for like news and stuff, but it was like busy, like life stuff.
Yeah, well, was it Thanksgiving and Black Friday passed, so like, I think that kind of, that overtook everything.
Yeah, and my work is trying to kill me. I hate the holidays.
Oh no.
I love the holidays. I hate working for the holidays.
I hope you're getting paid like like holiday pay or something.
Yeah, no.
Oh.
No?
No.
Get a new job.
Jeez.
All right, moving on.
Yay.
Yes, moving on. Like how we like to start every episode, we have kind of listeners submitted, but for the time being, I submitted kind of question that we will discuss from the nut jar, but I am not home, so I preemptively drew this question.
And there's no jar to shake.
Insert the sound of a jar shaking.
Karen, get on it.
All right. Was it if you're a fan of the show and you want a question submitted into the nut jar, feel free to put that in the comments or at us on Twitter. We are at Those Nerdscast. We'll throw your question in the jar and give you a shout out. But for today, we have. I was hoping we wouldn't get this so soon or ever, but which is better, Marvel or DC?
Oh no.
Yeah.
Would you like to insert your neutral opinion first, Ellen?
Right.
For the listener, we've got some pretty hard division here between Sal and Kazel, and I'm kind of in between.
Just a little bit.
I mean, should I go first?
Yes.
Okay. Oh god, I don't know which is better though.
Exactly. That's why you're a neutral opinion.
Let's see.
Just pull out the yellow legal pad and write all the pros and cons.
And we'll start shouting about what's wrong and what's right.
Yeah, exactly.
All right, don't hate me, Sal. I think I'm gonna give it to Marvel.
That's fine.
Just because, like, in recent years, it's their stuff that's, like, really gotten me super, super just, like, excited.
Right. And, I mean, yeah. We owe a lot to Marvel for getting, like, the public involved in comics in a way that they never have before.
Yeah, it got my sister into, like, all that stuff. Which I guess I should give a little more context. But my sister's never really been one for anything really nerd.
Ooh.
But very into like pop culture and stuff, which is cool. I like that with her, and that's what we get to do when we hang out. But like all these Marvel cinematic movies, it's like it's really pulled her into it, and she starts watching these videos on YouTube from like Emergency Awesome explaining Marvel and even DC stuff.
That's really cute.
Yeah. It got my sister into it too, because she doesn't care about them either. She likes sports. So
that's the end of that sentence.
Yep, that like
that tells us everything about your sister.
Yeah.
Yeah, we're just very different. But yeah, we can just enjoy these movies as like a family. And then we also all love Harry Potter, so that too. But
I can't remember the last Marvel movie I saw, but I knew I saw something recently.
Ant-Man and the Wasp?
That's the last one that came out.
Maybe. It might have just been like, because I just saw Wreck-It Ralph 2, and there's just like a Disney vomit, which was great because I love Disney. And I don't know if this is a spoiler, but there's a Stan Lee cameo in there.
Hey!
Which, like, I freaked out about when I saw, but anyway. Yeah, I'm going to have to go with Marvel. It's definitely just, like, the thing I've enjoyed most recently with friends and family. More onto the more polarizing views. Either of you want to go?
Well, since you picked Marvel, I guess Hazel can roll with the Marvel, so I can counter all of it.
I guess I can. Well, okay, so I like Marvel, apparently.
Apparently.
I don't know, it's just, I used, back when my brother still lived with us, we were more centered around DC stuff. We had Batman stuff. There was a little bit of Superman everywhere, but it's mostly because my brother had all that stuff. So that's what I was exposed to. And also the Batman animated series was the first thing that I got to see. And I thought it was all fun. It was all fun and Batman. I was a Batman person. I wanted to be Batgirl. I wanted to hang out with Batman. And then Avengers came out. Like all the I think Avengers was the first reason that I started like diving deep into the Marvel universe, and it super got me into comics in general. Like I think, well, especially the fact that I went to a comic college, that I got to learn more about Marvel and DC, and I have like lecture books that have both in it, and like the history of comics in general, and seeing which did what. And if I look at my comic book collection, it is majority Marvel. There are like a couple DC stragglers that wandered in because I really wanted to have it, but
DC stragglers.
Yeah, like they snuck into my airplane and they're just on board for the ride. But yeah, Marvel, there's just like a vibe that I like about Marvel, and I guess the way that Stan Lee explained it, how he wanted to have more of a connection with people, and so it felt friendly, it felt nice, and it was something I wanted to be involved with. There was a time, like a week in time, where I was just like, I really want to work for Marvel, and then I realized how the industry is really impossible, so I didn't want that anymore. But I just there's just a friendliness about the Marvel company that you don't really hear about with DC. And I think that DC grabbed a hold of a lot of people like early on, but Marvel kind of just exploded into the scene and was like, hey, look at all this stuff that we got. Hey, look at this. And then DC's kind of more holds on to traditions and kind of just wants to be that cool teenager, I guess. And Marvel is like the 10-year-old that's like screaming about how much fun it's having.
Do you prefer this metaphor is interesting, I guess. You're preferring to hang out with the screaming 10-year-old.
Honestly, neither.
I guess
I'm
that's
just
where we're different.
Yeah, because if I could stand where I am as an adult and stare at the screaming 10-year-old and the teenager, I'm just like, I don't want to hang out with either of you. I'm just gonna go. Goodbye.
What's your favorite, I guess, Marvel IP? Or
Winter Soldier.
Winter Soldier.
Mm-hmm.
Oh,
after watching,
that's interesting.
Yeah, after watching the Captain America movie, the first one, and just seeing spoilers, Bucky Barnes, his best friend, die. I was like, why is there no like, there's no like sadness, there's no like you don't get time to recover, why? And then I found out all these things that he becomes his own character and all this other stuff. I'm like, oh, so now he's my favorite.
I
That
felt
makes sense.
I felt like that death didn't really mean anything to me in the first movie because like so much of that movie was montages.
Yeah, and that's why I was like, why isn't there anything? Why isn't this character getting more like attention for his death? It was just like it was way too fast. That the fact that they had to like go back into war things and dealing with the Red Skull thingy, and I'm just like, I need to know more about this character because there's apparently more about him, and then I learned a lot about him, and now he's my favorite. And I have many comics.
How is the comic depiction of the Winter Soldier versus the movie depiction?
Not the most recent, but the early 2000s depiction of Winter Soldier is it's basically the same as he's portrayed in the movies. The only difference is that he and Black Widow used to hang out.
Whoa.
In Russia.
So like
that's the only difference. And he
what
has
is
major
what
feelings
is
for
his
her.
story?
It's you basically see it in the movies, but when he starts out as Cap's like sidekick, he's like this little kid.
Oh.
He's like a little kid who just hangs along or tags along, and he's basically like Cap's Robin with a gun.
Oh jeez.
Yeah, and
Nice.
he just runs around in his shorts and his maroon belt and shoes, and he just throws witty jokes at Cap to work off of, and they work together. It was a good time. And then in one of the comics, I think he quote unquote died or disappeared, and then Cap was really sad. I'm sure there was like a sad funeral moment for him, but later on they find out that he comes back and he's this big adult man, and he's like, he has no memory of anything, but he was trained in this place called the Red Room with
Right, I know what that is.
yeah,
Right, with Black Widow.
And that's how kind of they met each other, and then they ended up escaping from that. And yeah,
So wait, in the comics, was he a member of Hydra too at that time?
I think so.
So does that mean Black Widow is part of Hydra as well?
I have to reread those comics. But yeah, I think I don't think I finished the arc that I was reading, but she gets kidnapped again by Hydra and the Red Skull people, and his whole story is trying to get her back. And he even like meets other people who have met Black Widow before, like Wolverine, Hawkeye, Daredevil, and he's trying to like get them to work together with him to find Black Widow because he's so like in love with her.
Whoa.
Yeah. So that's why when Avengers 2 came out, I was really weirded out by the Hulk and Black Widow thing. Really weirded out by that.
That one came
still
out.
weirded out. I'm
That
still
came
weirded
of
out by
left
it.
Yeah, it's very strange and out of place.
Yeah. But yeah,
Did
Winter
the-
Soldier's my favorite.
Quick tangent. Did the Black Widow movie get announced?
I think there's a mention of actually looking into like development stuff. So I think so. Yeah. But that'll be for
Alright.
phase 4 or something. Which is
Right.
which starts after Avengers 4, 3, 4.
Whatever.
I can't remember numbers anymore.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure it's 4.
Okay. Yay. That's why I like Marvel.
I see.
So Sal, which one's better in your opinion?
In my opinion, DC will always be better than Marvel. I don't like.
Your angsty teenager?
Yes. See, I tell you, I read these like YA novels, and I like the Sabrina thing. So like angsty teenager.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, that's fine. We are young adults.
Yeah.
The thing about Marvel, which I love, but it kind of holds me back from liking it more, which might not make sense, is Marvel tends to have like more grounded stories that you would kind of believe would happen in real life, whereas DC, well, to a point,
Yeah.
it's still superheroes and magic and stuff, but DC has always been like over the top, like otherworldly magic and stuff, and it's just always been like more theatrical and epic to me, at least. I know DC doesn't have great movies, but I'm holding out hope for that. So
Still holding out hope. Good on you, Sal.
They might be able to come back with that Aquaman movie.
We will see. It would be very interesting to come back with Aquaman of all
If
people.
it were
awesome.
Aquaman of all properties.
Aquaman saves the DC universe.
That would be amazing.
But as far as like comics, I'm like the complete opposite of you, Kazel. I have like a few Marvel properties and everything else is DC. Like I don't know what it is about Marvel comics. Like their storytelling is like a little different and I just don't like it as much.
Can you pinpoint what the difference is that you're not jiving with?
It's hard because I think it's like DC has these like arcs between stories, so you'll have like parts in every comic, and then Marvel has like this just flowing narrative throughout like the whole run of whatever it's doing. And so like DC, like a new writer and artists and stuff will come in and write like 4 issues and tie up the story within those 4 issues, but Marvel kind of just like will just keep going and going with the same thing. So, and I like those like smaller like bursts of issues and stories because it can bring out like certain things that you love about a character or hate about a character, and if you don't like a run, then it's not going to be forever.
Right.
So, but there are like Gwenpool from Marvel, I absolutely love to death, and they canceled it. So,
Of course they did.
but just DC has like these epic stories that I just love. So,
Any specific ones that that you love?
I mean, like all of them except like probably all of them of like the big ones except probably Wonder Woman, because I don't know why Wonder Woman just never appealed to me. Like I love that it's like based in Greek mythology, but at the same time I'm just like I don't care about this character. But like so like Superman, I love Superman. He's my favorite character, and I think people that hate on Superman just don't understand him. So don't at me.
Typing up on Twitter right now.
Right. But his is like very otherworldly. He's a Kryptonian, so it has to do a lot with space, and he just has these just monstrous powers. Like Batman, who is very grounded, but it like takes place in a city that's like so bad that this would like never exist, and with these crazy people. Green Lantern is like this giant like space epic that is just like so fun to read because just all of these crazy things, and they like tribes and other races of aliens, like something I wish I seen in a Guardians movie that I don't get to see as much because they're like always making jokes.
Yeah.
Who else?
I'd like it if they redid Green Lantern, because
Yeah.
I just hear all the bad stuff about the movie, and I'm like, dude,
The Ryan Reynolds one?
Yeah. I watched the animated series because I accidentally watched it, and I just watched the entire thing because colorful aliens,
Right.
that is like my favorite thing.
It's like when you actually get a piece of what makes these characters great, you're like, oh, okay, I get it.
Yeah.
So, just, I love all that. And I love their team ups, like the Teen Titans. Love them to death. Marvel actually has these team ups called the Champions, who are supposed to be like the Teen Titans. I like them too, but Teen Titans always will be just forever great. And, all the characters in DC, like there are like very few that I don't care for, and then like they have an interesting thing where they they have like their main universe and then like their magic universe which is kind of like an underground, like darker universe. So I really love that too. And yeah, just
Is that like the Justice League Dark with Constantine and Zatanna?
Yeah.
All right, because I think WB was releasing this short series following Constantine, and I want more of it because I love that stuff.
Yeah, so it's interesting too because the whole like magic part of DC was never a part of DC to begin with. It was its own thing in I forgot what company. I have to look that up.
Is it not Warner Brothers?
No, it was like still a part of DC, but like they never intermingled with each other.
It's
like, well, oh yeah, go ahead.
It was reminding me that there's like this. It was kind of just like an AU or alternate universe comic series that Marvel did. I can't remember what it was, but my friend would always buy it. There's like a green title on it. I can't remember it, but it was basically like mostly say like all the magical or the fantastical universes that are in Marvel, and it would be kind of more like high fantasy stuff, like taking Loki and Thor and kind of going nuts with their history and whatnot. But I can't think of it right now.
Yeah, I can't find it, but yeah. They used to be a part of this like different, like it was still a part of DC, but like kind of a separate like publishing company where they did like all their magic and all that stuff, and they didn't really cross over.
Yeah, that was kind of like what Static Shock was like, right?
Yes, I believe so. But then they crossed over and like they made it so all the magic and stuff is like the underground where like all the bad crap happens in this. So I think they did that like really well.
Sorry, another quick tangent. Have you seen any of the new Teen Titans?
The
live action
TV
one
show?
Yeah.
I have not yet, but that's only because I don't feel like paying for another subscription fee right now.
Fair.
What I'm gonna do is I'm gonna wait until there's like a good number of episodes or like the season ends, and then I'm gonna do like the month free trial so I can binge it.
I think that's what most people are planning to do.
Yeah. And then like during that time, I'll see if the app is worth it. So, because around that time, the new Young Justice should be coming around anyway.
Ooh.
So I really love that.
No, I do love Young Justice.
Oh, it's so good.
I feel torn between DC and Marvel actually now.
And that's okay. That's okay to be torn because
I found it. It's Vertigo.
Nice. But it's okay to be torn because they got their there's two different things about them that make each of them special. And like I don't hate DC, and I'm sure Sal doesn't hate Marvel.
Yay.
Yeah.
We just prefer one over the other.
All good feels.
Yeah.
All good feels.
Yeah.
All right. I'm glad. I'm glad. Les is like, you can like a bunch of things, and yay.
So it's the whole thing about being a nerd. You don't judge.
Wow.
Can't really judge.
I think a lot of the internet begs to differ.
I mean, the point is though you shouldn't judge.
Yeah.
Because we were judged for being nerds, so why judge each other, Like, don't spread around the hatred.
Yeah, don't need that.
So yeah, Marvel and DC, they're great.
Yeah, not ignoring all the other companies like Dark Horse and
Image
and all that other stuff. But
all that's great too.
Yeah.
I think the majority of the comics I own are from Kaboom.
Oh, that's because they make all the like Adventure Time and stuff, right?
Yeah.
I got a couple comics from them. The Mighty Morphin Power Rangers.
Oh.
And they had a crossover. It was the Justice League versus the Power Rangers, and it was just the funnest. It's just the funnest time.
Okay, well, who won? Because I feel like the Justice League would these are people. They would just kill them.
They ended up, they teamed up.
Oh, well, thank goodness.
To beat the greater evil. But yeah, it's funny because I'm pretty sure Batman goes into their world first. I don't even remember how they got into the world, but they see like the Power Rangers, and then the Power Rangers are like superhuman, and so Batman kind of gets his butt whooped. And he's like, who are these metas? And he's like, he calls in, I think, Green Lantern. And so, like, Green Lantern comes, and then, like, the pink Power Ranger comes in with, like, the flying pterodactyl. And he's like, what the flip is going on?
Which, was this, like, Wild Force Power Rangers, or?
No, it's Mighty Morphin.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, the original with the dinosaurs.
The best.
So, yeah, it's a good time.
What a crazy crossover.
Because why not?
Yeah.
Because why not?
Comics are allowed to be weird and do crossovers because
they do crossovers a lot in DC. I don't know how much they do it in Marvel, but they recently did like with Green Lantern. I think it was Green Lantern and like the Planet of the Apes. And they cross over with, like, the Looney Tunes a lot, also.
I mean, it's just a matter of the company that they're with, because I'm just remembering the fact that there was a Spider-Man / Attack on Titan crossover is really weird.
Oh.
What?
It's really weird.
Was this like a video or a manga? What was this?
I think it was a comic.
Oh my god.
Yeah.
That sounds kind of great, but also terrifying.
It was really weird.
That poor sweet boy going into the Titan world.
I'm just swinging around like, what?
All right, well, that's enough talking about comics, because we could probably go on forever.
Probably.
True. Like, was it TLDR? Both are great.
Yeah.
Both are great.
But now to address our second false god, which is portable. The wheel.
Yay. The
Yay,
portable
wheel.
false god.
Because that's what you need in false gods nowadays. Portability.
Yes.
It's true. You need the accessibility.
Oh yeah, and the wheel has chosen, and it has chosen Kazel.
Again? I'm always first.
See, I told you.
I mean, well, I mean, this works out because this one, you got a surprise thing that we don't know about.
Yeah, because I didn't tell you guys, because I only found out right before I went to sleep.
But yes, Kazel, what'd you get excited about?
I got really excited about, I have no idea if you guys even know what this game is, but it's like, it's been a major part of my childhood post my brother leaving for the military. So it's called Katamari Damacy.
Oh, the big ball game.
Yeah. It's just, ever since we moved out here to Las Vegas, oh no, now you know where I am. My brother saw the game in Hollywood Video back when it was still in store, or back when it was still a store, and we're like, what is this? And we picked it up, brought it home, and decided to buy it afterwards. And it's just a good chill time where you just move the analog sticks on the controller. That's all you do. But so the original one came out in 2004, and as of November 22nd, which was Thanksgiving Day, Namco Bandai announced that they're going to release like an HD remake of Katamari Damacy, the very first port to Nintendo Switch and PC.
Yay.
PC.
Yep. And it's going to be called Katamari Damacy REROLL. So it's got new graphics, updated cutscenes, and it's going to be beautiful because now they're going to have the soundtrack, and everyone gets to have the soundtrack in their ear holes because it is the best soundtrack. It is my favorite. And so I can just hear the songs in my head right now, and I'm just so excited about it. Really, really excited.
You're just sitting there and Katamari Damacy music starts playing.
Yep. It's in my head right now, and I'm just like, I want to play the
Nice.
music right now.
So, like, I know, like, I've seen, like, gameplay, like, small snippets of just people just rolling a big, giant ball of garbage around.
That's basically what it is, yeah.
Yeah, that's
Like,
it.
what's the point of the game?
Well, I can tell you. So, first of all, Katamari Damacy literally means clump spirit. I thought that was interesting, but
That is
so
interesting.
That's also my Twitter name now.
Clump spirit. But the original game, which will be remade, it was basically just the intro of the series and all the characters. And the whole base of the game is that the king of cosmos, the king of all cosmos, accidentally destroyed the planets and all the constellations and the moon. And he sends his son, the prince of cosmos, to go down to Earth, and because the prince is like less than the size of an ant, and he's just like, son, go roll up things on this ball, and then we'll make new planets and constellations out of them. And that's the whole game.
Oh.
Yeah. And the king follows you around and throws like witty comments at you and tells you that you're his favorite son, or his only son. And hey, look, you rolled up your cousin. Why is your cousin there? And stuff like that. It's just so Japanese. It's 100% Japanese weird. Like, you can roll up like people and they just start wiggling and screaming. But then they kind of just like settle down, like, but like depending on what you roll up, your Katamari, which is what the ball is called, it can be either like a weird shape or it can be like a good round shape, or there's even I think it was in the second game that came out with the title Katamari, there was a whole thing where it was just a snowy little village, and you just rolled around trying to make a gigantic snowman, and it's really cute. And I just love the series so much because it's super cute.
So, like, the objective of the game is just... I don't know what it is.
So the objective of the game is, it depends on... you're just refilling the cosmos with things. So, like, as soon as you finish rolling up a ball that is to the king's liking, he'll take it, throw it up into the sky, and he'll turn it into a planet or a constellation or the moon. And yeah, and even in the second game, you get to take the planet Earth and roll up constellations and planets and stars in general, and just like try to roll up the sun. You try to roll up the sun. And I think at the end of the first game, you actually just, I don't remember what you start off with, but you try to roll up all the continents, or all the countries, and even little tiny islands, and what you're trying to do is roll up the moon, or become the moon, I think.
Well,
yeah, it's Japanese and weird, and you just kind of don't think too much about it, because I think the whole, I wrote it down somewhere, but the quote unquote company that started out like the idea of the game was actually like, it was a school project, and the whole thing about the game is that they wanted it to be easy to figure out, enjoyable, and relaxing, and it is all of those.
Yeah, it's
because you just kind of
game.
Yeah, you kind of just sit there with, you don't have to hit any of the buttons. You can just sit there with the analog sticks and kind of move them around. And I think they have like 2-player modes, and in the first game the 2-player mode is like split screen, but in the second game there's a co-op mode, and one player gets one analog stick and the other player gets the other one. I'm like, it's so stupid, but it's just a fun time. And I'm just like, it's so cute. Just rolling around, enjoying the music, and maybe rolling up like little flowers until you get big enough to roll up that dog that's sitting over there just hanging out.
I see.
Yeah, I mean, you said it earlier, that could be the tagline, just stupid good fun.
Yeah, it's just a stupid time. It's great. Now I think I have like 2 of the games on my shelf, and I want to play them now, just so I can. Oh, so the whole thing about me not telling you about this is so you wouldn't look up anything, because what happened is they decided to release this HD remake on December 7th. Do you know what else comes out on December 7th?
Oh no.
That's why. So it's coming out the same day as Smash, new Smash, and
Ooh.
yeah, everyone's gonna be playing Smash, and I'm gonna be sitting in the corner
be
playing
rolling
balls.
That's actually kind of great.
Since it's on the PC too, so
Yeah.
and I don't have a Switch.
No, I know it's like just a game you can relax to, but it just doesn't sound like something I would buy.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, like, we all got to take a break from objective gaming. But like you were talking about how you play The Sims and you like to cause the mayhem and just like have power and dominion over these like Sims,
Yes,
right?
but you can't really cause mayhem and stuff in this, can you?
Oh, that's all the game, Sal.
Yeah, that is all of it because
Oh.
when you're rolling up people, they don't want to be rolled up. They don't want to be part of a planet.
Oh,
They're just hanging out in their lives, and
okay.
you're just like,
You should have started with
Yeah.
that.
No, like
and
the
and
prince
even, like-
just shows up and he just wrecks up the place.
yeah, and like you start off in like a like this Japanese family's room, and you're less than the size of an ant, and when you get a little bigger, mice start to notice you, and they just attack the crap out of you. And as you get bigger, you can roll up that mouse, but then the cat wants to go after you, and then you get bigger and you can roll up the cat.
See-
And then after that, I don't
Okay.
know, like a person tries to smack you out of the way because you're inside of their house.
It's like the little old lady who swallowed a fly.
Yeah.
All right, now it sounds more appealing. I thought it was just you're just this little creature just rolling up things and that's it.
You gotta get bigger because you can't just roll up a big, gigantic alligator when you're like
I can
the size
try.
of Yeah, you can try, but then it'll eat you and also boop you across the planet.
Got it. Okay, it sounds more appealing now.
I can like stream it or something since I have my fancy plugs, but
Your
Yeah.
fancy
my
plug.
fancy plugs.
Yeah.
That whole Japanese theme going.
Yeah.
Was it have Sal as a guest star and do that 2-player co-op where you all share analog sticks?
Everyone's like, "What are you doing?" I don't know. We're just trying to go forward, and Sal keeps going that way. Just want to attack
Yes.
everything. I just want to roll up that thing. Let me
Agent
get
of
the
Chaos
donut.
strikes again.
Yeah, I'm probably gonna play this when we're done.
Nice. All right, shall we see who the wheel hungers for next?
Yes.
Yes.
And it is you, Sal.
Oh, I thought it was gonna be you.
Nope.
All right.
So
same
what'd you
as
get
last
excited?
week?
Wait, what? Oh yeah. What'd you get excited about, Sal?
All right. So this week, was it this week? Oh man, my days are so mixed up right now. So I watched the new Fantastic Beasts movie, The Crimes of Grindelwald.
Ooh.
So yes, that's what I'm gonna be talking about. So spoiler warning right
no.
now.
Oh.
I think we need to just have that spoiler warning tag just on the podcast itself because it's like we just talk about stuff.
Yep.
Yeah. I'm gonna try to not spoil the movie, but I'm gonna spoil the first movie.
Kinda
So
have
if you
to
haven't
it's-
seen
yeah.
it, yeah, or if you want to see it or whatever, you can go ahead and skip this part if you want.
No, don't skip. Pause.
Pause. So I'm gonna start by saying I am a huge Harry Potter fan. I do not claim to be an expert. I've watched all the movies several times, but I've only read 3 of the books, so don't at me.
What 3
So-
books though?
The first 3.
Oh, well, good for you.
Yeah. Which is kind of... I should have kept going because I hear they get really better.
They get
really
intense.
good. Yeah.
For
And-
the books?
Yeah. And
the first
fourth
3
movie,
bad?
No, they're just... The 4th book and movie is where things start getting a lot more, like, dark
Yeah.
and more mature and interesting, I guess you could say. And the first 3 are a lot more, like, childish, I guess.
Like the third one is kind of where they kind of dip their toes into the dark.
Yeah. So, and the 4th movie, which is The Goblet of Fire, is my favorite. So, but
Should go
yeah.
read it right now.
Right? So, the Harry Potter series came out. I didn't write any of that down because we're not talking about Harry Potter. But that came out a long time ago. And then back in 2016, Fantastic Beasts was announced and came out. and it is a prequel to the Harry Potter series, and it's focused around characters that are like already grown up and out of Hogwarts, and they're like full-fledged witches and wizards.
Wizards.
So it's a more mature take on the whole mythos and Harry Potter stuff, and it takes place in the 1920s. So it's a nice interesting timeline to go back to. So Fantastic Beasts is actually, because we talked about this, you said there was a book, and I was like, no, there's not a book. So it's based off of a textbook that was mentioned in Harry Potter called Fantastic Beasts and Where to Find Them. J.K. Rowling, who's the author, actually released a physical copy of Fantastic Beasts, but it's basically like a textbook of magical creatures, so there's no story or anything.
Is the textbook actually written by the dude, Newt Scamander?
Yes.
Oh, cool.
It's written by Newt Scamander. So, and in Harry Potter, he's long dead at this point. So yeah, the movie centers around Newt Scamander, who is a wizard, dang it.
Wizard.
Who is a wizard that is on his way to Arizona from England, and he stops in New York City because
it's the Roaring 20s.
Yeah, it's the Roaring 20s. I forgot the reason why he stopped in New York. I think it's just like a pit stop.
I mean, wasn't that just like Ellis Island was there? So if you were immigrating or coming from a different country, you just had to go through there?
Yeah, I think so. But so yeah, he's on his way to Arizona, and he stops in New York, and he has a magical briefcase full of all his creatures, and his creatures end up escaping. And so the movie is about him finding the creatures while simultaneously getting involved in all this other stuff. So that's what that's about. Fast forward, this year, The Crimes of Grindelwald came out, and it is a continuation of the story. It takes place like 3 months after the first movie, and the movie takes like a huge turn in direction because, it's weird because the first movie felt like it was trying to set itself apart from Harry Potter. You know, it centers around Newt, who is a Hufflepuff, and he's very awkward, and he's like not good with people, and he's an adult, like he used to be in Auror, and so, you know, all these things, and then it has all these new characters, and it's just a good time. I love the first movie, but coming into this movie, they like dive like super heavy into the Harry Potter mythos. There's several characters who are in it or get mentioned that are in the Harry Potter movies. So like if you're new to Harry Potter and you're coming in with Fantastic Beasts, you watch the first movie, but then you come to this one and you're a little lost.
So, I mean, it sounds like it isn't just like merely Easter eggs, right? It seems like this is just like super heavy Harry Potter, right?
Yeah. So I mean, I think some of they can be considered Easter eggs, but I mean, still. So like Dumbledore's in this movie, so if you don't know who Dumbledore is, then you're gonna be a little confused. Or if you don't know what his relationship is with Grindelwald, then you're gonna be a little confused by that too. Who else is in here? Nagini makes her appearance in this movie. If you don't know who she is the snake that ends up becoming a Horcrux for Lord Voldemort, and she's like his like right hand. So she's introduced in this movie. Lita Lestrange is introduced in this movie, who has the last name Lestrange, so that has just a bunch of backstory to it because of the Harry Potter with Bellatrix. So if you don't know who that is, you're gonna be confused.
She's Charlie Brown's mom, right? Or not Charlie Brown. Who is the kid from Who is the kid from Charlie and the Chocolate Factory? I meant Charlie and the Chocolate Factory, damn it.
Yes. I don't, I don't remember who it was, but I know what you're talking about.
Just imagining Bellatrix next to Charlie Brown and
Yeah, right.
It's like, can you draw Bellatrix in the Peanut style?
I just Photoshop it together, dude. Just copy paste it. It'll look exactly like that.
How well did the first movie do? Because I'm interested in like did it not do well?
Like in the box office and stuff?
Yeah.
No, I think it went great. I remember it got pretty positive reviews. Rotten Tomatoes gave it like a 73.
Is that positive?
Yeah, that's positive. Anything above 50 is positive. So.
Because like anything below an 80% for game ratings, I feel is like, oh, that's a bad game.
It's very different for movies. Because a lot of movies are very like subjective.
Right. Also,
Yeah. I guess you could say the same for what is it, games? But I mean, games will have like bugs and stuff.
Yeah.
Whereas movies don't really have that kind of thing per se.
That seems weird to hear that, like, so it did well, but you saw it and it seems like they went in a very different direction, right?
Yeah. So I don't know why, but so in the first movie, Grindelwald is like in it but not in it. He is like disguised as this other wizard, and you don't get to see that he's actually Grindelwald until the end of the movie, or like what he was up to. And then like in this movie, like it's all about Grindelwald, and it like takes place like through Newt's eyes, but they take away so much time from Newt, who's supposed to be the main character, and focus on like Grindelwald and Dumbledore and like all these other characters, and it doesn't really feel like Newt's movie anymore.
Does it feel like kind of an X-Men Days of Future Past, where we're shifting like into just younger versions of old characters?
Yeah, exactly like that. So yeah, I have mixed feelings. So the movie starts out with, at the end of the last one, Grindelwald gets captured, and in this one, Grindelwald escapes, and he's trying to build up his army, basically like Voldemort did, but before Voldemort.
Right.
And so what happens is Dumbledore's like, hey, I can't defeat Grindelwald because of this thing. Newt, you have to do it. And so Newt is like very much respects Dumbledore, and he accepts his offer because it's the right thing to do. So he's the one that goes and like has to stop, or at least try to stop him. And yeah, that's kind of what the movie's about. And they try to like add some things about the Fantastic Beasts because it's kind of still about that, but
but they're just kind of tossed in for color.
Yeah, it feels like so like just tossed in. And then there's a lot of like, there's several like twists in this movie that like don't make any sense. I won't like tell you what they are because it like ruins it if you know, but
right.
It's just, I don't know. It's weird because I love Newt's character. He's like, he's super adorable because he can't really communicate with people, but like when he's with like animals and all these creatures, like he knows exactly what to do, and he has all these like quirky moments with all these creatures, and it's just like really nice. And when he does end up talking to these people that he cares about, it's like super awkward. And like, it's just like super relatable.
Right. Yeah. Hashtag relatable.
Right. But when they like focus on other stuff, or like they bring things in, like the whole thing with Lita Lestrange. So Lita was mentioned in the first movie as someone who kind of like backstabbed Newt because he was in love with her, but they like didn't say anything else. And I think it was like better left ambiguous, because in this movie they kind of try to explore it, and like their relationship like doesn't make any sense. So it's just so like, I don't know why they did some of the things they did, but anytime like Newt is like with a creature, or he's trying to because he's in love with this girl in the first movie named Tina, who is the other main character. Anytime he tries to interact with her is just like very like heartwarming. And then like the other two characters, Jacob and Queenie, who are, Jacob is a muggle who in the first movie is kind of just thrown in and taken on this ride because he sees something magical. He's a very like grounded character who would basically be us if we were just like tossed into a magical world. So he's really cool. And then the other girl, Queenie, she has a very unique storyline in this movie that I really enjoyed. But I mean, other than that, it's like it feels kind of like a mess. Like, I get what they're trying to do, but I don't know. And I looked up that the movies were originally announced as a trilogy, but then J.K. Rowling came in and said there was going to be 5 movies.
Whoa.
Oh.
So maybe that's part of the reason why it feels like that. So yeah, and
so they got to build it now.
So I don't know. It's I really enjoyed like a lot of parts, but like overall the movie seemed a little messy and didn't feel like it was a sequel to the first movie very much. It didn't have like the same charm. So
well, bless this mess. let's I guess we just have to hold out that whatever this movie set up, right, pays off in the next. Yeah.
So
like from what you're saying, it sounds like it just became a Johnny Depp and Jude Law movie. Which happens a lot when Johnny Depp is in a movie, especially, I don't know, it's just like, sounds like every movie that he gets into. Yeah,
just like whenever like a big actor comes into a movie, like it has to shift the focus onto them for some reason.
Yep. But I'm just remembering because one of my friends really liked Fantastic Beasts, but she wanted to see more about Grindelwald. And so when she only got like a couple seconds of him in the first movie, she was like, "But I want to know more." And I think she was excited about this movie. I don't know if she saw it yet, but
I would like to know her opinion because I think if you like really leaned heavy into the Grindelwald stuff, you might enjoy the movie. But
we'll see. I'll ask.
Yeah.
Get a guest spurt.
Yeah.
And then the snake, Nagini, was played by an Asian woman, and Twitter was up in arms about that because of poor representation of Asians or something. And I was just like,
the
Twitter,
snake talked?
could you like calm down? No, so she's human.
Oh.
Yeah, she's a human that has a blood curse that makes it so she can transform into a snake, but after several years, she won't be able to transform back into a human, and so she's stuck as a snake. So yeah, and that's why she's a snake when she's with Voldemort and stuff, and she can't be a human. So
interesting.
And her character doesn't make sense either because she's supposed to turn into this horrible person that would follow Voldemort, but she seems so like against what Grindelwald's trying to do, which is exactly the same thing, and her character like gets like no development either, which is odd because they made such a like big deal that she was gonna be in the movie, and they give her like so much screen time that like doesn't go anywhere either.
Right. So definitely set up.
Yeah, it's like it's all set up, which kind of sucks. But if it pays off well, then
Right.
But yeah, any questions or anything?
Nope. I think the only question I have is just like, I wonder what the next movie's gonna be like.
Yeah.
So what is your 1 out of 10 rating for this one? Like, give us the one for the first movie and then for Grindelwald.
So the first movie, I'd probably give like an 8, and
good.
This movie, I'd probably give like a 6 or 5.5.
So not completely useless, but
yeah, definitely, it's like super average.
I feel like that's the case for a lot of like seconds in sequels in movies.
Yeah, which is kind of weird because like you built off something so great and then you can't. I guess that makes sense. Never mind.
They're trying to hold on to what's really good, but they're trying too hard.
Yeah, some things are really good as like seconds, like the Hunger Games. Catching Fire is my favorite. So, but yeah, it's okay. So, if you want to go watch it, tell me what you thought. And I purposely
add him at Twitter.
Yeah,
add him at Twitter.
And I purposely didn't look at reviews or like get a bunch of explanations for the movie because I didn't really want my opinion to be skewed.
Right.
So yeah, those are my raw thoughts.
Raw thoughts.
Well, now my opinion is skewed.
Well,
I wasn't planning on watching the movie, so
no,
that's fine for me.
Did you watch the first one, Kazel?
No.
Oh, well then.
Have I told you my thing with Harry Potter things?
No.
Like how I read the first. No, I didn't read the first one. I read the third book.
Oh yeah.
I watched the first 2 movies, and then I saw the second to last movie.
Yes. I remember this.
Yeah.
And then I was like, I need to make you watch all of them.
I've slowly been going through them. I think the last one I watched was the third one. So I watched first, second, third, and I had to watch the rest in order.
Yes.
Oh.
I guess.
I mean, you can cut down on time just by playing the rest of the movies at the same time.
Yeah, it's true. I'll do that.
Oh no.
All right,
Alan. What did you get excited about?
Was it? Well, let's address the fact that there is a distinct cut. So we are back.
If you're gonna point it out,
there's no cut.
If you're gonna point it out, yeah.
There's no cut. Karen, is there a cut? I don't think there is.
Karen,
you're doing a good job.
Stop nodding your head, Karen.
Karen. Yeah, well, what I got real excited was that finally, on November 20th, it was announced that Kingdom Hearts 3 has finished development.
Yay!
Yep.
Oh my god, we can all die happy.
No, not yet. You can't die. Not yet.
Well, no, I was gonna
get
say
the game first.
You didn't let me finish. Anyway.
So relevant in that imaginary cut that happened, I happened to run to Target and buy the Kingdom Hearts the story so far.
Ooh, I was gonna talk about that too.
Yeah.
Was it
nice?
It's like you're definitely playing that on stream or something, right?
No.
Oh, this is just this is for Kazel.
Yeah, it's
for Kazel eyes only.
Yes.
But no, so not until January 29th. That's, after that you're good to die.
Yeah.
Yes.
Maybe the day after.
But
thank you for finishing what I was gonna say.
But yeah, no. On November 20th, Tetsuya Nomura, the director of Kingdom Hearts, announced that development is done. It will be released on the release date they announced of January 29th, 2019. Okay. So we get to start out our 2019 year with a bang.
Good. We're gonna need that early
boost.
Early boost, yeah.
Now, for you listeners who don't know what Kingdom Hearts is, it's this crazy, collabo between Disney and Square Enix. So basically, what happened was, Square Enix had some people, they were talking about, they wanted, a really popular game, but something that could rival Mario. But, they didn't think only, Disney characters would do that. So then Tetsuya Nomura was like, I can do that. And literally, he was in an elevator when he pitched the idea between a Square Enix executive and a Disney executive. Because at the time, they were sharing the same building in Japan.
That's fantastic.
Yep. And now we have this beautiful mess that is Kingdom Hearts.
Mm-hmm.
What a perfect description of what Kingdom Hearts is.
Yep. And my goodness, when was it? When was Kingdom Hearts released? Because it's been a trip.
Let me check the game case that I have over here.
All right, well, I also have the date. I wrote it down.
Oh, you wrote it down? When?
2002.
Wow.
Wow.
Yeah, it's going to be like 9 or 18 years. 18 years.
Nothing happened.
But the thing is, this third game, it isn't actually like the final one.
I'm sorry.
No, it's only concluding the current saga that we've that we've had with this crazy story of like light versus darkness and the 7 lights versus the 13 darknesses. And Tetsuya Nomura commented that Kingdom Hearts 3, we're gonna get more on that 13 versus 7 thing, and we're gonna meet the characters, but not all of them are gonna be seen or something like that. But Kingdom Hearts 3 is only like wrapping up this storyline, supposedly.
I thought I was gonna be free.
No? So maybe hold off on that January 29th death day.
Right. No, I can't die in peace.
I know for the mobile game, they keep on like filling it up with story, and I'm like, what?
Oh, there's more story being added to that?
Yeah, I think so.
I thought it concluded with like the Keyblade War.
Did it? I don't know. I'm not done yet.
Oh.
I just got to bless your face. I just got to like
you.
chapter. What's it called? Chapter 700. Level 700. Not chapter.
I uninstalled the game after like Agrabah or something.
Yeah, and then after a while, they realized that hey, maybe we should give people the option to skip all the levels that don't have cutscenes in them. And so that's how I've been playing. Skipping all the levels that are just fighting so I can just get through cutscenes.
The cutscenes on the mobile are just like, it's just like the 2D drawing, right? And stuff?
Yeah. Uh-huh.
Because I'm sure the story thus far that you got, which is, they made this and it compiles every single game of Kingdom Hearts that was ever made. And plus cinematics for some others that they couldn't really port. But it includes like these really cool 3D cinematics for Kingdom Hearts Key, the phone game, basically.
Yeah. But you know, I want to reach I want to get all the stuff in the game. It's more of a completionist thing.
Oh.
Yeah.
Well, good luck, because if I remember, that's not gonna happen. That game's like a gacha style game, right?
Yep.
Gross.
Yep.
And thus the hole becomes deeper.
Deeper and deeper. Except I don't have to pay money unless I'm really desperate.
Yes.
Unless you're really desperate.
But you know, you have to pay for something even more precious. Time.
Space on my phone.
So what we've seen from current trailers, we've got a bunch of new worlds, including the Big Hero 6 world. We've got Tangled, which looks like amazing. The game engine is rendering at like just incredible like depth. It looks like the actual movie.
It looks so beautiful.
Toy Story, Monsters Inc., Frozen.
We're
getting the third Pirates of the Caribbean movie world, which my god, looks like phenomenal.
It looks like the movie.
Winnie the Pooh.
Yeah.
And then there was something that looked like a Ratatouille minigame.
Oh yeah.
But what's interesting is that in all of these trailers, we haven't really seen anything like Final Fantasy, right? In previous titles, we always had Final Fantasy characters in there.
Right. They might just be reusing all the ones that they have already.
I mean, I hope so, but we haven't seen any of them yet.
Yeah.
Right.
They might have like booted them out.
Wait, no, we saw Roxas's friends, right?
But those are Kingdom Hearts.
Yeah, those are Kingdom Hearts originals.
Yeah. Those are,
oh, well, crap.
Those are Tetsuya Nomura's OCs. Don't steal.
I didn't know those were originals.
Was it the punks they were fighting were Final Fantasy characters?
Oh, I see.
Yeah. Like, was it Cypher and
Cypher and
Vivi?
Well, they weren't really fighting Vivi.
No.
No one fights Vivi.
Was it? But
You leave BB alone.
we haven't seen any Final Fantasy, which is a little disappointing to me because this, Kingdom Hearts is this like crossover between Disney and like Final Fantasy.
Yeah.
And that's what made it so great, because where else were you going to see Mickey Mouse getting choked out by some anime character?
And I mean, the Final Fantasy aspect is definitely what like dragged me into really liking the series.
Oh, that's right. Yeah, you grew up on Final Fantasy.
Yep. And I was just like, dude, I see Cloud
Hello, Aiden.
looking weird. I need to play against Cloud.
What's he doing?
Give me a second, guys.
Where does that game go?
What game?
Like the hook. Like
Did he get underneath the blanket?
He did. Ricky put it away.
Huh?
Ricky put it away.
Why?
I don't know. Aren't you guys leaving? No? Go ask Ricky to get the game for you.
Oh, adorable.
Is that Junior?
No, it's Aiden.
Oh.
Uh,
Okay.
hold on, give me a second.
You're good.
The blanket was
The blanket. It didn't act as a deterrent.
it was counterproductive. The repellent didn't work. It made it more appealing.
Okay, I did not stop recording. That's good, right?
Yeah,
Yes.
no, that's good. There's definitely something usable in there.
Oh, dang it. Okay, I locked my door this time. I didn't think I would have to.
Oh wait, did you stop recording or?
No, I didn't.
Oh, thank goodness. But yeah, where were we?
Yes.
Final Fantasy characters in Kingdom Hearts.
Yeah. Yeah, so
kind of like pulled me into the game series in general. Because I think if there weren't Final Fantasy characters and it was just a bunch of OCs, it would have taken me a while to get into the series.
Would it?
Yeah, like
I wonder about that, because like if it were just Sora and then like Disney characters, I wonder if it would have the same appeal.
I think it's because
It would to me.
Yeah, but it's the way that they sold it into like Game Informer or the old magazines. The way
Right.
they highlighted it, they would have like a picture of Final Fantasy characters in one picture, and that would be like, oh, I need to play this. That's me. That would have been me. If I didn't see that, I would have just been like, oh, look at that. That's a game. Okay, I'll rent that from the store one day before Hollywood Video goes out of business. Yeah.
You didn't know that.
We may end up seeing Titus Waka and was her name Selfie or Selkie?
Selfie.
Selfie. Oh my goodness, that
You turned her into a mythical creature.
yeah. I'm just like the name Selfie came into my mind, right? But because like language is dumb, selfies are now something else.
Yeah.
But those three might show up because the Destiny Islands are gonna be like, we saw that in the trailers.
Huh.
Yeah. But the last Final Fantasy, I put some quotes around that. Characters we saw were in Dream Drop Distance when they introduced the World Ends With You characters.
Oh,
Right.
yeah.
Yeah. Which I hope we get to see them because they're cool. Was it they just ported that to the Switch, The World Ends With You.
Yeah. That's one of the games I want to play.
It's really good.
Oh yeah.
It's really good. The music's pretty good too. But like I the only characters that I can think of them considering putting into maybe 3 is like Lightning. And then
Oh
all
my
the-
god, that would be so cool.
and then all of maybe the boys from 15, maybe. I don't know.
Oh my god.
Or just put the car from 15.
The car,
That's
yes.
it.
like, I didn't even
That
think
would
of
be
that, Kazel,
fantastic.
and now I want that so bad.
Dude, that I don't think you've ever heard me talk about how much I want a Cars world in Kingdom Hearts, because I just want to see. No. Don't think about it like that. Think about Sora. Think about Sora as a car.
I don't want to.
Think about, but then like Goofy as a car too. He'd be basically like a jalopy, and then Donald would be like, I don't know, like a moped.
He's a bug.
A bug. Aww.
This feels like this would take over the Atlantis world, and it would just all be mini games.
Yeah, racing games are fun.
Hey, if we can get rid of Atlantis, I'm all for it.
Oh no. Okay, so they did get rid of Atlantis.
Yeah, I saw that.
Ariel is
yeah,
now
she's
a
like a summon. Yeah, and it looked pretty cool. I was down.
Okay,
I was down with that.
Yeah, like
Yeah.
If it gets rid of Atlantis, it's good.
I'm sorry, Ariel, but your world was just unplayable.
Yeah.
Like in Kingdom Hearts 1 and in Kingdom Hearts 2, it was just a rhythm game.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Can't wait to get to that part when I'm replaying the games. There's just a lot of stuff.
I guess something interesting to know is that, you know how in previous games, when we went into the Disney worlds, it loosely followed the stories?
Yeah.
Yeah.
It seems like for Kingdom Hearts 3, they've decided to kind of run their own stories. But, you know, Pixar Animated Studios did actually assist in, like, the Toy Story storyline, plotline in their world.
Right. Well, yeah, for like the Toy Story one, and I think like the Big Hero 6 one.
Yeah.
But looking at like Frozen and Tangled, it looks like it's following their story.
Yeah.
That's also true.
So,
Yeah.
I guess it just depends on the IP.
Yeah.
But, oh, and Olympus, sorry. Olympus is showing up again, so we get to see Hercules.
Yeah. They made it.
Get
They
up
made that
on the
world-
Hydra's back.
No! They made the world more girthier, so there's more things and there's lots of places to jump around.
Yeah. Was it when Dream Drop Distance introduced flow motion? They said they've refined it more. For Kingdom Hearts 3, it's like athletic motion, I think is what it's called now.
Well, that's good. I like the flow motion stuff.
Well, the refinement they said was like you can access areas that you wouldn't have been able to before, but it seemed it also like they reduced a bit of freedom because flow motion was a little too free.
Oh, I see.
I don't know what that meant.
Yeah, I don't know what that means either.
But I didn't really have a problem with flow motion at the time.
Yeah. I mean, I'm sure it'll be good. I'm hoping it'll be good. Like, my expectations for this game are so high.
Really?
Yeah.
Whoa. Careful there, Sal.
I know.
So, because the back of 2 won't tell me the year, when did Kingdom Hearts 2 come out?
See, Kingdom Hearts 2 came out in 2006 for us.
Okay. So we've waited more than 10 years.
Yeah. Which was...
So it better be good.
I remember during, like, whenever Kingdom Hearts 3, we got our first trailer, and, you know, people were talking about, oh my god, the game's finally being made, and it was a little sad when release dates were being pushed back, and some people were commenting, like, man, some people, like... didn't even get to live long enough to play it now.
Oh yeah.
Which is, you know.
Oh yeah, I remember that.
It's a little sad to think, but it's fine. I mean, like hallelujah, like breath of fresh air. It's like it's coming.
I
There's a
thank
solid
them
date now.
for I thank them for pushing it back though. Like how many games nowadays like don't get pushed back and like their final product
It's garbage.
Mm-hmm.
like doesn't come out as it should because they just wanted to release the game.
Right. Like, I'm sorry, Overkill. I loved Payday 2, but the Walking Dead one is just not working. And I think it could have done good with the pushback on the release date.
Yeah, so, I mean, I'm all for people pushing back their stuff if they're trying to just make the best product they can.
Right. I think it looks very refined, but also
Yeah.
they always have that disclaimer at the bottom of the trailer where it's like, is not like, was it final gameplay or real gameplay or something? I'm like,
yeah.
Huh.
It just I'm getting like flashbacks to when they were still working on Final Fantasy 15.
Oh my god. Yeah, originally it was like Final Fantasy 13 Versus or something.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And the whole Prince
And that
thing
like
was
cinematic
different.
trailer.
Yeah, the one that's like basically Kingdom Hearts.
Yeah.
And then they were adding like so many different elements to the game where you could switch characters, and this was before the recent update, but they had like a whole section where you could be Prompto and you could do first person shooting, like over the shoulder shooting, and he had a really cool thing, and now it's gone, and now it's just his DLC, and it's not the same.
Yeah.
Are you sad that got removed?
Yeah, but I like the DLC a lot. The DLC was fun.
Yeah. I like for that game though, I don't even know it's like that they needed more pushback. I think they just didn't know what they were like wanted from the game.
Yeah, and they kept on like adding things and taking things out and changing the
Yeah,
story,
they're like,
changing everything.
Like, yeah, we don't know what this game is anymore, but here you go.
Yeah, they like when they changed the look of every character, I was like, what? What? What?
But anyway, yeah.
Well,
back to Kingdom Hearts.
Kingdom
That
Hearts.
makes me wonder about like the same thing
Oh, here we go.
with the Kingdom Hearts story.
Mhm.
Because like it's whack. Like
Yeah.
I think y'all can agree with that.
Yeah.
And I wonder like, did they even know where?
Yeah,
they
no, I
wanted
think
to
that
go?
is part of it too. Like they were just adding games just to add games.
Yeah. that's a
Some-
Tetsuya Nomura thing.
Yeah, no, because like I think we got like a ridiculous amount of Kingdom Hearts games. Like
And
the title
3.
may say Kingdom Hearts 3, but what is this? Like the 7th one?
Let's see how many 9 beloved journeys remastered in high
Okay,
definition.
9.
9. Wow.
Yeah.
And everyone raise their hand. Who's played all of them?
I'm raising
Not
my
yet.
hand.
I haven't
Oh
yet.
wow,
Yeah, I know.
that's pretty impressive.
I'm a crazy person.
Yeah. Kingdom Hearts is one of those games like Super Smash Brothers where I like will buy a system just to play it.
It's a lot of systems.
But like, oh man,
There's too
like
many.
stick to one dang console. Like Square Enix, my goodness.
Yeah, that was that really did suck because I remember Birth by Sleep came out and I'm just like, I really wanted to buy a PSP just to play this thing, and
Yeah.
I ended up just emulating it because I'm horrible. But yeah,
I
like
was gonna say
Yeah.
oh my god, it was so much shuffling. Like we started with the PlayStation 2, then we went to Game Boy Advance for Chain of Memories, back to PlayStation 2, to the freaking Nintendo DS twice, PSP.
Was the Nintendo DS and then the 3DS.
No, before that we had the PSP, and then we went back to Nintendo DS, then we went to 3DS. Oh my god.
Oh yeah, you're right. There was 2 on the DS.
Yeah.
Oh my god.
Oh yeah.
I'm glad I waited for this.
Right?
Oh, and on the topic of consoles, Kingdom Hearts 3 will be released for PS4 and Xbox One.
Yeah. Thank God for the accessibility.
Yep.
Yeah. I think this is the first time it's coming out on like a Microsoft or on an
Yeah.
Xbox.
Yeah. I wish it would come out on the Switch, but I digress. It might get ported later.
You'll see. At any point, it'll be like on the PC, and everyone will just give up.
Right?
Apparently, there's gonna be a limited edition Kingdom Hearts 3 themed PlayStation 4.
Mm-hmm.
Ooh.
Yeah,
So
my friend really wanted that, but they never like released like where to buy it. So she ended up buying a PS4
the
already.
internet, right?
She checked,
Oh.
and she was looking for pre-orders for it. Nothing. It might have
Huh.
come up now, but she already bought her PS4.
Yeah. All I remember is that like really expensive collector's edition.
Oh yeah, with the
the
3,
figurines.
Yeah.
I thought about getting it, but then someone told me not to, and I was like, okay, I guess I won't put myself into more debt.
Good idea.
Yeah, that's.
I think I'm gonna wait until I finish all of the story so far before I buy it.
So that's gonna take you a while.
I know. But I don't want it just sitting on the shelf collecting dust.
Was it the story thus far comes with
Better get on it.
that's the final mix versions too, right?
Yes.
So you got all that extra stuff to do.
Yep. I got through, I think, like 3 worlds already. And by I got through, I mean my friend got through it while I watched.
Nice.
Because she was being super perfectionist about it. I'm just like, I don't know where all the secrets are. You get them for me, thanks. Yeah. I'm excited. Finally,
Yay.
after a bajillion years, Tetsuya Nomura has decided to stop adding things. Thank you.
It's done. It's out of development hell.
Yep.
It's
He's going through his if you look at all the series, Nomura goes through phases. So in the first game, he really likes belts. In the second game, he really likes armor. So in this one, he really likes plaid.
Oh, that's right. Mickey and Riku are like matching in their plaid.
Yeah. I was like, okay. I mean, everyone likes plaid, so it's okay, I guess.
Oh, that's so fun.
But yeah. Nomura likes fashion, and he's hilarious. I make fun of him with love.
Right.
So that's what we got real excited about this week. Thank you so much for enthusing with us. If you enjoyed what you heard, feel free to share it with a buddy and you can nerd out together. If you have any recommendations for improvements, we're really looking to try and refine this show into something worthwhile to listen to. Feel free to leave them in the comments or DM them to our Twitter. The comments are always very much appreciated, and it would really help to give us ratings on iTunes and Stitcher. That really does go a long way for like podcast visibility. And then, do you guys want to plug yourselves?
Sure. I am at Kazel R on most platforms. If not that, I am Kazeloo on Twitter. So yeah, check me out on Twitter, Instagram, and especially on Twitch. I stream random games and or I draw.
And then I am at Salzik on Twitter. I'm very frequent there. And then at Mr. Salzik on Instagram, not so frequent there. And then I stream on my friend's Twitch channel, Where is Suspiria, on Thursday nights at 6 p.m. Pacific. And we're playing Red Dead Redemption 2.
Ooh. And for me, you can find me on Twitter at Arielize_. And recently I've been on a Twitch stream playing D&D. So if you want to catch that, those are Saturday nights. Typically 6:30, 7:30 Pacific time or Arizona time, because they don't do daylight savings, but that's at Reeves Twitch. So come check that out if you want some fun D&D time. Anyway, thank you so much for listening, and we'll see you next Wednesday.